welcome you to the Tom Moore Show. My name's Donnie Glover, publisher of BeMoreNews.com. Sitting in for Tom. It is always a pleasure when I get that early morning message from Mr. Moore saying, "Hey, you know, it's your time." So I hope you've been well. I have a book out, came out in the middle of Freddie Gray. It's called Unapologetically Black. It's autobiographical in nature. I do run a website, BeMoreNews.com, and we're on Facebook. Doni, I have a fan page, Doni, Donnie.Glover. And we're also on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. And I have to say those things because I'm so horrible at promoting my own stuff. I'm a Sandtown resident, homeowner, been there since about 94. And so much has happened since the last time I was on it. It's been a couple of weeks now. But I have a question for you, and it's rhetorical in nature, kind of, sort of. How do we fix Baltimore? How do we fix Baltimore? Now, I've been following politics professionally since I became a journalist back in 94, particularly here in the state of Maryland, greater Baltimore. I've done some things down in Prince George's County, a lot of things in Prince George's County. But something that has always baffled me is actually how do we fix Baltimore? So that's the sermon for this evening. How do we fix Baltimore? And what I've concluded is that the first thing that we must have is respect. Now, again, my book is Unapologetically Black. I'm very much, pro my community. But I'll share something with you my dad shared with me years ago, God rest his soul. He said, God was smart. He didn't put all of the resources in one place. And of course, he wanted me to ask him why. So why, Daddy? He didn't put all of the resources in one place because it would force humanity to be interdependent. We all need each other. So I hear a lot of politicians. And it's not, let me tell you something. Forget what a politician says. Hey, Ron, forget what a politician says. Watch what they do. I don't care if they're black, white, Jew, Gentile, Muslim, Spanish, Latino, Russian, whatever. Watch what they do. I can paint the prettiest picture. I was, giving someone a scenario earlier, like a guy trying to get with a girl. He's going to say whatever he's got to say in order to win her over because he want to get the goodies, right? Just the truth. He's going to say whatever. But you don't really find out their true character until afterwards. After they win the election, that's when you see who they really are. And I think what we lack in Baltimore, I'm from Baltimore City, what we lack is basic respect. Politically, I'm going to give you a scenario. Last Sunday, 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm over Starbucks, call it Bucky's, drinking some coffee, and checking email, and I see this notice of a meeting at 2222 Crest Road in Mount Washington. And the email said, be there. So I say, hey, it's Sunday morning. I'm not doing much other than getting this coffee down. And so I go to the meeting. And the meeting was about Pimlico Racetrack and about the funds and about the future of Pimlico Racetrack. And so there were a whole lot of surrounding issues with that topic. But I got to give you the breakdown. You're talking about fixing Baltimore City. Everybody's concerned about the crime. Everybody's concerned about the murder. Everybody's talking about the kids dressed up like they're about to climb Mount Everest just to go inside a classroom. Because Baltimore City schools, too many of them don't have heat in the winter and too many don't have air when it's hot. But all of these people, they spew this rhetoric about how to fix Baltimore. But there's an innate disdain for other people. And rich black people don't want to be around poor black people no more than rich white people want to be around poor white people. But I'm telling you about Pimlico Racetrack, and this is why. Pimlico Racetrack is right there at Belvedere and Park Heights. That's the black community. They call it, quote unquote, Lower Park Heights. On the other side of Northern Parkway, that's when you get into, quote unquote, Upper Park Heights, heavily Jewish area. Why was this meeting being held on the future of Baltimore, the future of Pimlico Racetrack, a racetrack that is right there in the black community? It's on the cusp, no doubt. And certainly it takes everybody to support the future of Pimlico and the Preakness. But I go inside this meeting, and it's 97% white Jewish people. Delegate Sandy Rosenberg is in there. Delegate Angela Gibson is in there. And lo and behold, the head of BDC, Bill Cole, is in this meeting. Now, 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning, if you schedule a meeting 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning, let me tell you who you are not trying to have in the room. You're not trying to have black people, because generally speaking, black people are in church 10 o'clock Sunday morning. So how can you truly want to fix Baltimore when you leave out half of the equation? And that's been the scenario in Baltimore, and that's why Baltimore's so messed up.